Social media companies like Meta and YouTube are under the spotlight this week as they face a lawsuit. A 19-year-old from California says the addictive features of the platforms is harming teens' mental health. Now, the trial is already underway. TikTok was part of the suit, but already settled. The trial could have some big impacts on cases that are similar to this. So here to talk more about this is 9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor. Good morning, Whitney.
Good morning.
Got lots of questions for you this morning. At the heart of this, we want to know, what's the lawsuit really about?
Right, so the lawsuit is really about whether these tech companies are set up their systems that they were addictive for young people. And really, there's a lot of evidence supporting that. And they're saying that the defendants engineered the apps to make it nearly impossible for the kids to put the apps down. And so they do this with infinite scrolls, autoplay videos, frequent notifications, that type of thing. And I mentioned yesterday that, you know, I'm in my 50s, my prefrontal cortex is fully developed, and, you know, I'm constantly, you know, I'm finding myself scrolling even when I'm trying to take a challenge and not scroll. It's very addictive, and so that's really what the argument is that these companies have made it so addictive the kids can't put it down.
How about a high five for our fully developed 50-year-old brains?
There you go. I'll take that.
On this Thursday morning.
Right.
Next question. Obviously, in a trial like this, there's going to be evidence presented. But what type of evidence is used in a trial like this?
Well, it's interesting because this is a very complicated case. And so a lot of times people hear these headlines, but they don't understand what really goes into a trial. And so here, when you talk about evidence, you're going to have expert witnesses. You're going to have young teens testifying, saying, here's how it's affected me. You know, because we obviously have some young folks who committed suicide, body dysmorphia, all these other sort of technical issues. So it's going to be a really complex issue, and this is a jury trial. So this means it's people just like you and me, don't have an expertise in this area, and they're going to hear all this evidence. So it's going to last for a long time, and it's going to be quite complex, actually.
I mean, if nothing else, this trial is bringing huge attention to a big issue. But as far as the trial goes, realistically, can the plaintiffs in this trial recover losses?
Well, that's a good question. So most cases, it boils down to 2 things, legal and equitable damages. So there's a monetary issue, and then there's an equitable issue, meaning we want you to take some action. And so here, I think they're asking for both. They're asking for, hey, we want some money back, we want our attorney fees, but they also want the way that these internet companies, service providers, are doing business, so the way they're set up. So they're saying, look, this is similar to the 1990s with big tobacco, where they're saying you knew that these issues were addictive, you knew what you were doing, but you hid it. And that's what they're saying here. And so they're saying, we want you to change the way you do business. So this is a case of real consequence in terms of the potential outcomes.
Right. Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, they're really at the center of this right now. We mentioned earlier, just at the start of this segment, the fact that TikTok was also involved. They settled before the trial began. Do we know anything about the terms of that settlement?
No, TikTok settled, Snapchat also settled. So the settlement terms, which is not unusual, were confidential. So we don't know what those terms were, but this was the first of many lawsuits. So TikTok and Snapchat are still defendants in multiple lawsuits, so they may still have their day in court.
9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor joining us on this Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us.
Sure, good to be here.